when Logan first started home with his schooling in September with the pandemic, I wanted to get an idea of what skills he had and what skills he was able to transfer from his school environment to home. So I'm very involved in his schooling, so I had a pretty good idea of what he could do at school, but that didn't necessarily mean that when he got home in his environment where I was instructing him and all the distractions of home and everything, that he could transfer that knowledge into this new situation. So the first thing in math that I wanted to know is, can you order numbers? So he could count numbers, but I wanted to know if he could recognize and order them. So the first thing I asked him to do was I took the numbers 1 to 5 and I spread them out on the table and asked if he could order them for me. And he did pretty well with this one, 1 to 5. He could do it, and he would say done. And that would be great. Sometimes what he would do, which was interesting, is he would, if he went 1, 2, and then if he put 4 and then 5, because he knew those went together, and he could see that 3 was left, he would put it here or here. And what I learned after some observation is he would say no room. So it was more of a, he knew it went there, but he was stopped by the spacing. So what we started doing was, I would say, make space, make room, and he would. So now, if he does do them kind of out of order and a number's left, he will move over to make space. So it's interesting because it didn't necessarily mean that he didn't know the 3 came after the 2. It was about there's no space. So we fixed that, and then that was okay. The next thing I wanted him to do was to take the numbers and added in a line 6 to 10. This got a little more tricky. We were still managing the spacing barrier, but the interesting thing too that he would do for here is he always started at the beginning. So he would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he would go 6. And then he would go back at the beginning and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then he would go and find the 7, right? And then he would again start at the beginning. So even when he got to the end, and there was only one number left, lots of us would go, oh, 10, it goes at the end. There's only one left, and we're going in this direction. It's got to go here. He didn't. He always started at the beginning, counted through, found the number, and put it at the end. So whether it's a kind of a lack of deductive reasoning or that's just his process. He had a system for ordering the numbers, and he stuck to his system. Interesting.